Hello guys, welcome back to Teal Stone Homestead. Today I am putting together a small prefab chicken coop for my bantam chickens. You guys know that I like to do a lot of things DIY. I like to make my own plans. I like to build my own stuff, but sometimes I don't have time to do it all. And so this is where Ivy Tuvin comes in handy. Ivy Tuvin is a pet hutch slash chicken coop slash animal enclosure type company, and they make a lot of prefab hutches, and I have partnered with them before, and I really do like every product that I get from them. And I am excited today because they sent me a small chicken coop, and that is going to come in very handy for my bantam chickens because I have been meaning to separate the small chickens from the rest of my flock because I need to start selling hatching eggs this spring. So my bantam rooster's name is Little Beastie, and he is a bit bossy. He's actually prohibiting my large salmon Faverol rooster from breeding with the hens that he's supposed to be breeding. So I need to get him away from the big chickens because he's not letting my salmon Faverol do his job. So that is one of the other goals, is just we need the salmon Faverols to be able to do their job without getting attacked by the little tiny roosters. We are going to be putting this coop together, and we're going to be separating out my different flocks of chickens. I've got rainbow layers that are separated from my salmon Faverol, and then we are going to be separating the millefleurs using this little coop. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get it all put together tonight or not, because we only have a couple of hours of sunlight left, so I'm going to try to get it done. I'm going to be doing it alone, so you guys will know if it's easy to do alone versus with people or whatever. So yeah, hopefully this video is helpful to you. And if you are interested in getting your own Ivy Tuvin product, click the link below because I do have a discount code, and I actually receive commission, and you get a discount every time that you use my coupon code, so it is very greatly appreciated. There's two giant boxes here. This one's the biggest one. We got this one over here. I don't know why it's in two separate boxes. I am going to do what I normally do, and I'm going to open them both up, and I'm going to take all of the stuff out of them and just line it up. That way I can see everything very clearly. I guess I opened it up correctly. We've got our instruction manual right on the top there. All of this stuff that I have propped up was the big box. All of that was in the big box. And then all of this was in the smaller box. So as you can see, we've got a lot of different pieces that we need to put together. This is the instruction manual and the hardware. And I did not mention this before, guys, but this is the Air 27. And this is what it is supposed to look like when it all goes together. So as you can see, it should be plenty big enough for my 4 bantam chickens. I'm already running out of daylight for today. I knew this would happen as I started on it a little bit too late in the evening. I'm gonna get one more piece just on the front of it here just to make it a little bit more stable, and then I'm gonna stop for the night. But so far I'm really liking it, and it's a really good size, I think, for these little chickens. Also, before I go in, I just wanted to share this with you guys as well. I put my globe lights up on my fence, and now it's a lot easier for me to do chores when it gets dark outside. So guys, we got our bantam chicken coop done, and I actually really like it, you guys. This is really cool. So one thing that I did not mention is that Ivy Tubin also sent me an automatic chicken coop door. They wanted me to review both of them in the same video, so I'm hoping that it works for this chicken coop because I think that it would be really helpful for the bantams on this coop in particular. So I'm gonna open up this box and we're gonna check it out. This chicken coop door measures approximately 14.6 inches by 22.4 inches and is made with a metal frame and plastic corners. Out of the box, we have the door itself, the hardware package, the control box, the solar panel, and the plug-in for charging the battery. Alright guys, we have our automatic chicken coop door attached to the chicken coop. On the instruction manual, they gave you options about how you wanted to attach it. There's like a bolt option in case you wanted to attach it to like a wire run, and there's also a screw option, and I opted for the screws just because I am attaching this straight onto the chicken coop. So attaching the automatic chicken coop door on the chicken coop means that I can't use the sliding door function anymore, and that's fine. So I've got an automatic chicken coop door. I wouldn't need to manually open and close it every day. So guys, today is the third day that I have brought the camera out here to film the rest of this video, and I do have it done now. I finally have it done. I have everything hooked up. I have it ready to go basically to add the chickens in there. It works beautifully and I'm excited to show it to you guys. I am going to go get my bantam chickens. We're gonna go ahead and put them in here. I'm gonna put bedding in here, and once we have the chickens all in here, then we're going to talk about the coop and the automatic chicken coop door. So guys, Millie Fleurs are a bantam breed of chicken. I have talked about them a little bit in the past, but this is my rooster. This is the full size that he gets, and this is one of my hens. I only have the one rooster and I have 3 hens, and they are a very docile breed of chicken. I just haven't handled mine a whole lot, so they're a little bit wild. I just started working on them within the last year, and I've been working on my salmon Favreau for a little bit longer than that, but the Millies are a little bit new to me. I do want to hatch out my first generation of eggs this year and see where we go from there. So guys, let's go ahead and talk about the specs of this chicken coop by Ivy Tubin. So the specific model name of this chicken coop is the Air 27. This specific chicken coop, or chicken tractor, whatever you want to call it, it's actually part of a modular system, meaning that if you buy multiple ones of this model, they are made to connect together. The way they advertise this chicken coop, they say that it's able to house 2 to 4 hens, and I'm not sure I would put full-sized hens in this specific model. Maybe you could if you only had like 2 or 3, but 4 might be pushing it with like full-sized hens. But with the bantams, it's actually pretty perfect. I think that it's actually a really good size for my 4 bantam chickens here, because they not only get the run out here, but they're also able to go underneath and underneath the nest box and all of that, so they actually have quite a bit of space. The dimensions overall of this chicken coop are around 77 inches long, 33 inches wide, and around 46 inches high. Honestly, it was really easy to put together. It probably took me by myself maybe an hour and a half, and that's also because I was filming and I have to set the camera up different angles to film, so it honestly probably wouldn't have even taken me an hour if I wasn't filming it. There's a couple of things right off the bat that I really like about this chicken coop is that the fact that they can get into the enclosed area, and it does seem very safe, and I really like the nest boxes as well. They're very large, they're very spacious, and I feel like my hens are gonna like the nesting boxes once they get used to being in here. I also like that the enclosed area has that little vent up there. They actually thought about the ventilation, because ventilation in chicken coops is very important, especially in the summer when it gets really hot out. You want to make sure that you have some sort of ventilation at the top of their coop or their hutch or whatever. On the nest box area, I really appreciated that they had a weatherproof flap to go over where the roof connects. So if it rains, it's not going to be able to get into the coop and get like the chickens or the eggs or bedding wet. So that's a really nice feature. I also really appreciate that there are multiple different entryways into this chicken coop. So they have their little run access that they can go in, but then I can open this big door right here. I can open this little tiny one down here. I can open this main one for the actual coop enclosure, and I have access to their nesting box in the back, as well as this flap up front here, which I'm probably going to use to feed and water them every day. So overall it does make it really easy to get access to the chickens, and I do appreciate that as well. The overall quality of the hardware cloth, and I've said this before with my Ivy Tubin reviews, is it's not terrible, but it's not the best either. It is a little bit flimsy, and if you have a lot of predator pressures in your area like we do, then you might want to upgrade that over time to maybe a stronger type of wire. Regular hardware cloth honestly is a little bit stronger than this stuff, and it's not like it's going to tear right away or anything like that, and honestly it would probably be fine if I didn't do anything about it, but it's just not quite as strong as I would like it to be. It's definitely a cheaper type of wire. The wood on these Ivy Tubin hutches, it's all painted fir wood, and it's not the highest quality of wood, but I will say this. When I got my hutch for Ringo and Vila last year from Ivy Tubin, and I was doing a review on that hutch, I will say I left that hutch out all year long, and it never warped from any water damage. It never really being outside didn't really affect the wood that much. What did affect the wood was my goats. These things are not meant to be in an enclosure with goats, I will say that. If you have a goat enclosure and you're planning on keeping your chicken coop in with your goats, don't do that. That's not going to work. Some things that I'm not quite sure about on this hutch, honestly, are the casters on the back. This is supposed to be a chicken tractor, and it's very difficult to move it, and that's kind of a bummer for me. I mean, it's not a huge deal because I'm probably not going to end up moving it a ton, but the way the wheels are, you almost have to lift the entire coop up like at a 45 diagonal to get it to be like on those wheels at all. And even when you do, it's really hard to drag this thing, and I'm not a big fan of the casters. I just don't think that they're accomplishing what they set out to accomplish with the casters. I understand what they were going for because I've made stuff like that. It just doesn't pan out exactly the way I would like to see it. I do appreciate the asphalt roofs as always. I think it's really cool that you can buy a prefab hutch. You don't have to cut anything. All you have to do is screw things in, and the roof is already got asphalt on it. It's really, really nice, honestly. The roofs on the inside of the actual chicken coop, it is nice that they are removable, so if I have to take like a dustpan or something like that to scoop out all the bedding that I have inside of the coop, it's nice that I'm able to remove the roofs and just be able to scoop it out without those being in the way. So that is a really nice feature. So if you are asking what are your overall thoughts on this chicken coop, my answer would be I really like it. For my intended purpose, which was to separate my bantams from my salmon Faverolles flock, it got my bantams in their own little coop, and overall everybody's gonna be happier because my little bantam rooster here was attacking my full-size roosters and not allowing him to breed his ladies. So now those chickens are gonna be happy because they're not gonna get attacked anymore, and the bantams are going to be happy because he now has his own ladies that he can look after. He doesn't have to worry about all of the full-size salmon Faverolles anymore. So hopefully it's gonna be good for everybody that they are now separated. Eventually, I would like to create kind of like a large chicken coop outside of my barn that has a whole bunch of different runs in it. That's something I want to create in the future. And if I do something like that, then most likely these chickens will move out of this coop and into that structure. But for now, I don't have that, so we are going to be using this. And in that interim phase, I think it's going to be a really nice solution. So now let's discuss the automatic chicken coop door. So first of all, let's talk about the construction of the automatic chicken coop door. So if you guys have been following me for a while, I actually did an automatic chicken coop door last year around this time, maybe a little bit later in the year actually, and it was from a different company. And the one thing that I had a problem with that automatic chicken coop door is that dirt would get into the track where the door would close, and it wouldn't close because it had the anti-crush feature, so every time it hit the dirt, it thought it was hitting a chicken, and then it would open, and then it just ended up being open all the time. So I didn't actually end up using it a ton. I actually gave it to my dad. He loves it, and it works really well for his needs. He actually doesn't have it inside his coop. He has it outside in his run. So I'm sure out in a run, it wouldn't get as much crap in it as it did when my chickens would enter and exit the coop. So it works really well for him. It's still going strong. It works really well. It actually didn't need its batteries changed until just recently. So, I mean, it worked really well. It just wasn't exactly what I needed. I don't like things that require a lot of maintenance, especially if I'm going to be investing in something. The whole goal now as my homestead is like, I want to be able to get things that make my life a little bit easier. So this chicken coop door is a little bit different in the fact that it doesn't have a groove where the door shuts. So I don't think that it's going to have issues closing because there's nothing for dirt to get stuck in really. So, I mean, I'm sure I'll have to check it every once in a while, but not nearly as much as the one that I had before. Also, this automatic chicken coop door feels a lot sturdier than the last one that I had. The last chicken coop door that I had was all plastic. This one, the black frame on the outside of it is actually a thinner type of metal, and it does feel very durable, I will say that, and the corners are a harder type of plastic. But overall, this door feels sturdy. Like, this door feels predator proof to me. The last one was a little iffy, like on, you know, is it going to be predator proof? Is it not? Well, if something would have bashed into the last one that I had, it might have actually broke it. But this one, I feel like anything could like bash into it or, you know, try to get into it, and I don't think that anything's going to be able to get into it. So I actually really do appreciate this automatic chicken coop door a lot more than the last one that I had, and that's just me being honest. This one can be set so it opens either horizontally or vertically. The battery that comes in the control panel is a rechargeable battery, and it can be either charged up by an extension cord or you can use the solar panel. But as you can see, the last 3 days that have been very overcast here, so I don't think that we're gonna get much solar to charge the thing. This chicken coop door could attach to anything. It came with multiple different options to attach it to different types of materials. So it came with bolts that you could screw in to attach it to, say, wire. It came with screws to attach it to wood, which that's what I used, and it was really simple. I honestly, at first I overcomplicated it and thought that like it needed the bolts, but really it's just all about taking those 4 holes in the corners and screwing it into the coop, and that is what I did, and it works beautifully. So it's very sturdy and it's not going anywhere. What I ended up doing for all of the wiring is I used pipe strapping. Is that what it's called? It's like a roll of metal, like pipe strap stuff, and I just started tacking the wire up, and you can see how it connects to the control panel right there. I just hung it there just because of easy access, so I can poke the buttons and I can open the chicken coop or I can close the chicken coop whenever I want to, but most likely I will be setting it to open in the morning and close at dusk. Oh, and then my solar panel, it's on the roof up there, so it's also, the wires are strung around and onto the roof, just because I feel like the roof is the best place to put the solar panel since that's mostly where the sun is going to be. This chicken coop door also has an anti-crush feature, so if a chicken gets in it, it will automatically open back up, so you don't end up with a crushed chicken, because that would be really bad. So now if you're asking overall, do I like the automatic chicken coop door? The answer is also yes, I do like the automatic chicken coop door. I actually think that both of these products pair very well together. So if you are looking for a solution for just a couple of full-size hens or maybe bantam chickens, or even, I guess you could probably even do a rabbit in here, honestly. I don't see why you couldn't. I feel like this would actually be a really cool rabbit hutch as long as they knew how to use the ramp. And I think that the automatic closing door would be nice too. I just don't know if a rabbit would go in at dusk like chickens do, so you might have to watch that. But honestly, I think that these products are great, and I'm really excited that this year I get to try out this chicken coop. So if you're looking for something that's super easy to put together, you don't have to work too hard, and you just need a solution like I did, because these goats, you guys, have me so busy right now that I can't build anything right now. My focus is completely on them right now. This really came in clutch when I needed it. Thank you to Ivy Tubin for sponsoring today's video. And if you guys pick up your own Ivy Tubin, make sure you use my code TSH5 for 5% off of your order, because it not only gives you a discount, but I get commission from you using my coupon code. So it's always greatly appreciated, and I hope that you enjoy your Ivy Tubin product if you decide to get one. So with all that being said, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and with that, I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.